Good evening, boys and girls. Welcome to another live edition of the Highbury Squad. We've made it to the end of another week. It is that time with this legend. That's right. This is your show. It always has been. It always will be. It's Kevin Says, and he's got some gems lined up for you tonight. Let's roll.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.
Oh, what a week it has been in football. What a night it was for the Arsenal, and what a weekend it could be depending on what happens in the next 24, 48 hours. All I know is welcoming back my favorite footballer and my podcast brother from another mother, Mr. Super Kevin Campbell.
So, squaddies, happy Funky Friday. Have a fantastic one, and let's get into it at ease, squaddies. Let's go.
That was funky, by the way. He said funky. Good evening to all the usual suspects in the house. Welcome, everybody. Great to have you back. And we're going to just get stuck into this tonight. We have got some great questions lined up. Well, Kev has. So we're going to roll with question number one. It's Kevin Says. It's been a good week. Here we go.
Sophie, squaddies, Kev Says. Here we go. Let's go at ease. Question number one. Were Arsenal unprepared, or was it just a matter of timing in this transfer window where we find ourselves? I'm doing this before the League Cup. So whatever the result, was Arsenal unprepared, or is it just a matter of the timing of everything? Question one.
Were Arsenal unprepared, or is this timing? By the way, it looks like Taib is my bodyguard in the house tonight. I'm not sure who LG is, Taib, but thank you very much. Unprepared, yes, I'm going to say, and I'm going to kick off the proceedings as I always do for the squaddies. It seems that letting Maitland-Niles go before the two EFL Cup semi-finals, Kev, and the North London derby may have been a little remiss of Arteta and Edu. However, when you look at the conversations from some of the key informers and influencers online talking about our transfer dealings or our attempts thus far, that we do have a plan in place. However, we got away with it last night. And I know you recorded your question before the game, but we did dodge a bullet last night. And the crazy thing about last night, Kev, is that we all wanted Xhaka to come back because he was the senior midfielder that could come in and help us.
Yeah. Could you imagine? My questions might have been a little bit different if I'd done it after. So I'm pleased I've done it before.
Yeah, because I think it's still relevant whether we won or lost. And I think that was a really good caveat as well. So let's see. Got to lose the bow tie, Kev. You're looking like Benson from Soap. Holy he's a legend. Wait, what? Kev doesn't
Hold on. Steve, what are you? Benson is class. What are you talking about?
Straight red.
Straight red. 2-footer.
2-footer studs up. What is that about, Steve? I mean, Benson is part of the narrative. Na. You're out. Stevie is out. In the book, Steve, straight red. Makes Newman and Taib look like Disney.
Is that the first straight red of the season? Well done, Steve.
Yep. Well done, Steve. That's right, Matty K. Wow. Straight red. Exactly.
Straight red.
And Benson was
nonsense.
badass.
Benson was brilliant. Wow.
Legend. He even had a spin-off show. Are you
Do
serious?
you remember he was in Salt first, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
And then Benson after. Listen, that's legendary status. So don't knock it.
Well done, Mark. Steve pulls a Xhaka, 2-footed, absolutely lose his head.
But
And
Sophie,
Newman-
he had his eyes on the ball, Sophie. He had his eyes on the ball.
Listen, do I block him? No, we don't do that at the Highbury squad. But you know, Steve, you're on a red card now.
You're going to get it from the squaddies now. Look, they're on you.
You know, that's it. You know, look at this one acting like an angel. We're angels compared to Steve.
Oh, jeez.
Jeffrey. Yeah, well. Okay, let's get back to the football. Only 5 more to catch Xhaka, Steve. Well done. Steve has done a Xhaka.
Oh, jeez.
Steve equals Xhaka. I mean, Steve, you asked for it, man. I'm sorry. All right, Kev, let's answer the questions, shall we? Oh, my God, I do like this. Jean-Claude Van Xhaka. Brilliant. All right. Boy says, Arteta chose this team. I was told he was happy with the squad he had for the season. There is no under preparation here. The manager has gotten what he wanted. Yeah. 33 fivers. I'll give you my bank account. A little of both, Kev, being short of midfielders and COVID possibilities. GB, thank you, GB, for always sharing your player ratings with us on our YouTube channel. We appreciate it. We weren't only unprepared, people have been downright negligent. Juventus is reportedly unwilling to let Artemelo go, given their inability to get someone in. Take that as an example. Well, there was the rumor about Hudson-Odoi. Was it? No, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I think, Kev, to Juventus as a loan, which was opening the door. I don't know.
What you got to remember, what people have to understand is when you're dealing with this level, it doesn't happen quickly. Maitland-Niles, who is not playing, was an easy one. Artemelo his price is quite high. So, you know, the likes of Juventus think, well, can we let him go or should we put up a fight? It's crazy. Really, when he's not really playing, so.
Yeah. It's kind of like their insurance policy,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Which I think we didn't plan for, and I know you're going to get into that a little bit. What is it you don't understand about the question? Look at this one. Richard says, unprepared completely. Stephen says, unprepared, need 2 midfielders at the start of each month. Craig says, yes, we're unprepared. Demsek says, Arsenal were unprepared for the problems getting players in. Let's see what Tired Gunnosaurus says. Unprepared as we're not close to signing anyone. Arteta let Maitland-Niles go on a promise. Is it, Kev? Is it an old school handshake with Maitland-Niles, do you think? I mean, we don't know that, do we?
Well, look, at one stage he was in, wasn't he? He was flavour of the month. He was in and around the team. He was playing. He played well, got man of the match. I think it was against Watford. He played excellent. And then he was nowhere to be seen. So, listen, I don't know what goes on the training ground. I'm not sure. But one thing we do know is if you apply yourself in training, we have seen the likes of Eddie Nketiah be involved, and many have questioned why is he involved. But if you have the right attitude on the training pitch, the manager will stick with you.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Eddie, who, let's be honest, he may not be the answer long-term, you guys, for Arsenal up front or in the Premier League, but in the League Cup, he's definitely had...
He's done all right. He's done
all right. And he was sacrificed last night, so he missed out on the opportunity to continue what he has been, what he's been part of. Matt Roberts says, we wouldn't have been underprepared had League Cup gone ahead when he should have. Does that make a difference, Kev?
No, I don't think it does. I think that's debatable. But listen, whatever happened last week. We didn't play. We played it this week, so we've got to get on with it, haven't we?
Yeah.
But the key is obviously our recruitment and where we are, have we been unprepared, or is it just a matter of the timing? And let me explain what I mean by the timing, because maybe people just think, oh, the timing's up. Getting quality players in is a lot more difficult than getting players out of Arsenal.
I would agree with that.
So the likes of Gigi Wijnaldum and Arthur, you're not just going to do it in a day. It's not going to happen. It's going to take a bit of time, because these clubs have to weigh stuff up and they're going to check, the player, and they're going to see who they can bring in. There's a lot of moving parts to it. That's what I mean about timing.
So does that underline kind of the negligence, maybe, Kev, the timing? Like, we've known AFCON's coming. We've known Maitland-Niles isn't happy. We've known some of these things. Therefore, that underpreparedness and the question you're asking is very relevant, in a sense that, have we dropped the ball just un poquito?
Well, Sophie, here's the thing. We can't really start dealing with the situation until the window opens.
Technically. Okay. That's a screen grab.
So the level of player that we're going for are improvements to our squad. Let's be honest, Soph. They're improvements, real improvements. You're taking a player that went to Gigi Wijnaldum and Arthur. That cost a lot of money. Gigi Wijnaldum went on a free, but his wages are massive. Going to be massive, because he's a winner.
Yeah, and
he's a winner. He's won a Champions League and he's won a league title.
And Kev, Arthur was like 70 million euros plus.
70 million. I watched him at Barcelona. I'm telling you, the guy is a baller. The guy is a baller. New manager, things didn't work out for him in the end. Next minute, Pjanic went one way, he went to Juventus. Equal money. Equal big money, really. So they cancelled each other out, transfer fee. So he'll be earning good money out there. So again, Juventus won't want to lose the likes of Arthur. PSG won't want to lose Gigi Wijnaldum. They want a plan, because you think about it, they're thinking, we are going into Champions League soon. We need all of our players. But Gigi's not playing. So again, we have to try and make this thing happen quickly. We want it to happen yesterday. The opposition will do it at their terms, so
if they have the power to, right, Kev?
And here's the issue. I'm getting into a bit of my thing at the end, but it don't matter, because I think I have to bring this up. Maitland-Niles, Roma probably said, we need him now. And if we can't get him, we have to look elsewhere, so Arsenal definitely don't want an unhappy player. So if you're going to do it, create the space, and then you know who you want. So that's why I thought to myself, is it us unprepared, or is it just the timing is off? That's the reason. So I've kind of give you half my answer.
Yeah. I totally see what you're saying there. And Sophie, you make us smile too. We hope you're very well and life is good. We look forward to seeing you back on the Highbury squad soon. Let's see. What do we have here? Raid. Understanding what owners we have, we were ready for this as best as we could. We had bad luck with COVID, injury, and Xhaka. Kev, we're the only team that hasn't asked for a game to be called off. Do you want to, maybe that's something we could talk about a little bit later and just kind of stick to the questions here. Let's see. Tony, I believe it's timing. Maitland-Niles wasn't great, and the amount of time we rebuke him from playing, it became unfair. Well, I think that's a good point, Kev, because there was an opportunity to move him on to Wolves, and then Everton, and then it's like it's kind of like that relationship where you don't want to break up and you think it can work out, but really at the end of the day, you know, it's best to part ways. And, you know,
Are you sleeping in separate rooms?
Yeah. Do you remember in the 60s where in television shows they were separate beds for the wife and
or they're in the bed but there's a massive space down the middle. Oh, jeez.
Let's see. Boy says management loaned out Maitland-Niles. They aren't unprepared. This is what they wanted. Do you think so, Kev?
I think they were going to do it anyway. I think they were going to make these moves anyway, because obviously with injuries and with illness, you can't anticipate that. So that's one of the things you can't anticipate. But Maitland-Niles not getting football. He wants to play. There's a real good opportunity for him to go to Roma. I think you have to let him go. You have to.
Some players like to just sit on the bench and keep it warm at a big club, Kev. Other players want their moment. They want their time, you know, and he's missing out. And I'm not saying he's the type of player that can make the England squad, but there a few seasons ago, you know, Maitland-Niles was talked about that. You know, I think for me, one of the things I've always liked about him being in the squad is his versatility and what he's able to offer.
Yeah.
K. Marlon says, club were obviously unprepared for AFCON absentees, not just the transfers. Let's see. Ugo Chukwu. Yes, I think I nailed that. I don't think they were not ready for the transfer market. I think it's the players they are going for are still very important to their club. Something you alluded to a little bit earlier, Kev.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, Ugo Chukwu. Yeah, good point. Good point.
Let's see. What else do we have here? Raid says, understanding. Oh, yeah, we read that one out. Yep. Let's move that back down, and we're going to move this along pretty quickly. Let's see. Melo barely plays for Allegri. Only 7 starts. All has to do with balance in the squad.
Well, that's why we're saying it hasn't worked for him at Juventus.
It really hasn't. It really hasn't. Lone Star says, why let any player go without bringing a better player in? Why, when we knew 2 CMs were off to AFCON, did we not recruit early, or are we struggling to bring in better players? Kev, one of the things I've always said on the show, which is why the Vlahovic deal is, to me, a bit dubious, is like players like that who are prolific. After Haaland, he's the most sought-after striker in Europe. Can we agree? I think we agree on that, right?
Well, Mbappe.
Oh, yeah, that guy too. Oh, that World Cup winner. I don't
want to disrespect Mbappe, do you know what I mean? Mbappe and Haaland are the top 2.
Appreciate the reminder, Kev.
Yeah. And then Vlahovic is right there. Of course, he's right there.
But this is why January is going to be tough, because unless it's a loan deal, we don't have European football to offer. So Vlahovic might think to himself, well, hold on a second, I signed for them. What if they don't make Europe? Then I'm not playing in Europa League. I'm not playing in Champions League when he's ready for that moment. So that's why I feel like with the struggling to bring better players in, and the Adu mantra with the Sky Sports News interview to balance, okay, we've signed these young players, now we need to sign world-class players, Kev. It's a bit of a pickle without being able to dangle a European.
Well, you can dangle you can dangle European, because he could be the catalyst to shoot us to the Champions League. For me, that's what I believe that's what Edu and the manager will be saying. Listen, we get you, we really fancy our chances of getting that top 4 spot, because we're a lot more dangerous with him. So, you know,
so they're empowering him right from the get-go. You're the man. 100%. You're the guy that's going to get us there.
100%. 100%. You want Champions League football? We at the time we sit 4th or 5th. We're right in with it, and we don't even look at our striker output. So let's look at our striker output right now. Not wide players, our striker. We haven't got no output really from striker.
No. We need a prolific striker.
We get a striker scoring goals. We are a different animal.
I agree. because Saka's scoring more, Smith Rowe scoring more, Martinelli scoring more, Odegaard's contributed. But if you've got that 20 plus a season striker, Kev, that propels you to different places.
He gets us 10 goals. We are there.
All right.
10 extra goals in 18 games.
A few more for you on the first one. Being unprepared is in our DNA. The club has never been decisive. Owners with no ambition. After the summer, I think that might be a bit harsh. I don't think we were unprepared in this. I think if you look back to last January, great transfer window, not fiscally, but getting the garbage out, brilliant. Summer, Kev, 150 million. How much does Ramsdale go for now? How much does Tomiyasu go for now? How much does Ben White go for now?
They've all gone up. They've all gone up.
Even Gabriel, throw him into the mix. Kieran Tierney. I mean, so
big money. They're big money now. They're all big money now.
GB says, if the paper talk and Twitterverse is to be believed, it feels like Edu has been so focused on this Vlahovic deal that other obvious problems have been neglected, which seems, I don't think so.
No,
Kev, do you agree?
No chance. No chance. Not in a month for Sundays. They know what they need. Come on, guys. They know what they need. And believe you me, if they can bring players in, they will bring them in like yesterday. Because you know we need to be, they know we need to be stronger.
Neil has a different take. All those players who we let go on loan, we need to recall. We need to recall Torreira, Guendouzi. Balogun's just gone. He's not coming back. Kev will tell you what he thinks about that.
Torreira's not coming back. Let's have it right. Guendouzi's not coming back. He's done. Balogun needs the game time at Middlesbrough. So Saliba, he's coming back at the end of the season.
Guendouzi's not coming back ever.
Ever. He's done. He's done. Believe you me, he's done.
Yeah, that ship has sailed. Cliff, so if you show great attitude in training and a shit on match day repeatedly, you're good to go. But if you ain't walking around smiling like a Cheshire cat, but get man of the match, you don't play. That's the Maitland-Niles.
Cliff, it's all about training. You've got to put the work in training. Whatever. You tell me a job where you could coast and then you'll be favored. You tell me the job.
Daniel's
especially when your bosses are there. You tell me the job where you just take it easy. It don't happen.
Kev, I think Daniel's following up. That's how Xhaka continues to start. Smash it in training every week, then shocking on match day. Maitland-Niles smashes the match, a bit jaded in training, then gets dropped. Have you seen that happen?
Oh, come on. Come on. A bit jaded. Listen, I'm against Xhaka. I don't want Xhaka at the club. But Xhaka has been the best partner for Thomas Partey in the midfield. He has. He has been the best partner. I'm not going to deny that. He has. And I don't want him at the club, but he has been the best partner. Does he do rash things and does he do stupid things? Of course he does. Does he cost the club and the team? Of course he does. Is he a liability? Of course he is. But is he Thomas Partey's best midfield partner? Yes. That's the conundrum we have.
It is a big conundrum. And Arteta trusts him no matter what he does, which is
because he's one of the leaders of the squad, of the team.
Sam, we're going to bring this up at the end because there's merit to what you are saying. Let's see. We're going to move down here, Kev.
So. Oh, can I just say there's 24 minutes gone and we're still on the first question.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, we'll move on. Okay. Everyone has a lot to say about it. I'll keep putting the comments up and we're going to move on. Here's question number 2.
Question number 2. Has this window now actually become the most important time to build? Has it become the most important time for Arsenal to build? And within build, you could have put that rebuild in front of it if you want. But has this become such a really important time for us to build? Question 2.
Has it become an important time for us to build? I always think January is a bit tricky, Kev. 300 of you in live chat. Thanks for joining, by the way. Let's get to the comments as well. I keep putting up the ones from the previous. So many of you had a lot to say on that one. Few clubs buy in January, so forget about it. Game says, yes, if we want to finish top 4. Demsec says, this window is critical to Arsenal being able to secure top 4. I just want to swing back here real quick. Alistair, every window as we try to get top 4 is important. Ryan Youngblood, this window is make or break for the Arsenal. A lot of fans, Kev, have felt like January is a make or break month. And I think you would agree with that. Questions 2, absolutely 100. Mash the likes up. The time is now, says Rinat. Let's get some of these other comments up for Super Kev.
Sort the lights out. Come on now. At least 150. Come on.
Nobby says this window is important because we'll continue to build what has started back in the summer. Great Gooner says definitely the most important. We aren't quick enough. Probably missed top 4 because we haven't bought. Raid says, if we want Vlahovic, this will be the only time we can get him. We will have no chance to get him in the summer. The midfielder, 100%. We will get someone after Xhaka yesterday. Daniel says, I think so, as the summer transfer window will be more competitive in bringing players in, even though January window can be tricky. Kev, there's no doubt about the fact that things can get a lot more expensive in the summer.
Big time.
Neil says this window is the most important. What's at stake with the Champions League place up for grabs? It's now or never. Let's see. Come on, guys, hit the like button. Yes, definitely do that. Daniel says consolidate this window, then build again in the summer when players are more available. Games ad, I'd sign Isaac ASAP. Forget about Vlahovic is asking too much. Matt says this window's become important because there's an opportunity that has arisen for us to get top 4. I think this is a very good point, Kev.
I do too.
No Arsenal fan at the beginning of the season thought that we would be in with a shout at top 4. I think if we look in the mirror, did we really think we could get top 4?
I think we'd hope.
Hope is not
we'd
a plan.
hope, but hope isn't being there, is it?
No, it's not. Jaffa says, we asked for postponement for the Spuds game. We need players, period. Let's go down here a little bit. Ahmed says we need a midfielder more than a striker. Johan says the January transfer window is mainly used to inject the squad to keep or increase momentum. Thibaut says we should go after Tillemans. I like that deal, but I don't think that deal's happening until the summer, Kev, if it's going to happen.
Yeah, summer.
Let's see. Boy says this January window is absolutely not important after we spent 150 million in the off season. What?
You think it's not important? Wow. I'm gobsmacked. So we're all right then, are we? We are all right then.
Andy says it's asking a lot to expect January signings to hit the ground running and make a difference to our top 4 chances. That's why I think we go get Gigi on a loan, Kev.
Yeah, someone who's played in the Premier League knows it, could hit the ground running, and he's not the pace of the Premier League. He'll fit right in because he knows it. Yeah, I agree.
Rohit says if top 4 is the target, which I didn't want to say, then yes. Else it's the summer. The summer's the most important one. Let's get some more up here for you, Kev. This should be our most important window. I mean,
should have been.
When MA was playing Maitland-Niles, Gareth called him up. Stop playing him, and Gareth has no choice but to drop him. Good enough for his country, but not for Mikel Arteta. Behave. That's Cliff coming after Super Kev right now.
Yeah.
Overpaying for a 21-year-old Vlahovic will cause problems renewing contracts of our superstars Martinelli, Saka, and Smith Rowe. Kev, do players talk about this kind of stuff? They don't talk about their contracts, or do they talk about?
No, if you listen, let's be honest. If you bring a Vlahovic in, you have to be paying him top money. You have to. So the top boys deserve top money. The ones you've been nurturing through, when they become top, then they'll get paid top. So there's going to be no throwing toys out the pram. No, there'll be none of that. Too many people put a lot of onus on that. No. Listen, bottom line is, if you're doing the business, Sophie, you will get renewed, right? Look what's happening at Liverpool right now. It shouldn't even be a question, should it?
No, it shouldn't. No, not at all.
But you know, the other thing that is underneath the surface that nobody's talking about is Mane.
Yeah.
I think he is as important to the team. He doesn't score as many goals, although he still has over 100 goals, so I think he is key to that team. You could see when they don't have those two, they are not the same team. They are not. And Mane is up. Now, all three of them turn 30 in the summer or whenever. They're all going to be looking for long-term deals.
That's what Matty K's like. That team's getting old, you know. I mean, old.
They're all going to be looking for long-term deals.
Yeah.
So
Rich says the next 2 weeks will be the most important time for Arsenal's season. We need to go for it. I don't think that's what Kev meant, Olivier. So you think Vlahovic is better than Saka? That's not what Kev said at all. Yeah. So let's get question number 3 up now. We'll keep putting your responses to question number 2. Here we go. Get ready.
The bonus question is this: would you break the bank to bring Vlahovic in? Would you break the bank to bring Vlahovic to the Arsenal in this window, obviously? That was question number 3. Anyway, look, I'll recap. Were Arsenal unprepared, or is it just timing in this transfer window? Has this moment, this window, become the most important time for Arsenal to build? Question number 3 is, would you break the bank to bring Vlahovic in? 21 years old. Scorer of many quality goals. Would you break the bank to bring him in? Anyway, listen, I don't want to talk about BRUK in the neck or anything like that, or Sophie to take their heads off with the samurai. We're in 2022 now. We don't need to get rough or anything like that. We're all going to get stuck in to the questions, and we're going to have a good, funky, Kev says, Friday. Never forget it. Look after yourself, everybody. I'm off out right now. I'm going to go out. But I'll see you, and I'll deal with some of you in chat. Look after yourself, everybody. Take good care. And you know the script. Annies!
Rock them up, Kev. Rock them up. Go on, Vinny. Hit it. Come on, we need more likes, everybody. We need more likes. Come on.
Oh my God, Kev, that scared the bejesus out of me the other morning. Oh my God, everyone loves it. I know, it's become a ritual, you guys. It's happening. I think it's
just to wake you up, Soph. You know, you need waking up.
Matty K wanted to know where you were going.
Never you mind, Matty K. Never you mind. I was off hat with the dicky bow on.
All right, here we go. Here are the answers for that. To carry on from Matty, yes, 1 billion%. P-Trim says no. If you think no, tell Kev why.
Yeah.
Alistair says absolutely. Opportunity Knock says, Johnny boy, open the box or take the money. Let's see. Up here, yes, says Wayne. Yes, says Tony. Let's see what Boy says. If we're indeed a young developing team, then Patino gets minutes now and there are no other midfielders. Okay, that's not... We're going to get back to the Vlahovic here. Give me 1 second. There's so many responses coming in. Andrew says no, too much uncertainty. That's interesting. Newman says that Arsenal already 500-600 million in debt, so the bank is broken. Mo says yes. One Love Arsenal says yes. Archangel says of course. Break the piggyback says Reiner. Alistair says it's a moral imperative. You got to spend money to make money. Rich says absolutely 100%. Break the bank. For Frank Kessie.
Frank Kessie is a free agent at the end of the season.
That's going to be a wages.
So that's going to be a wage job.
Mm-hmm. Great Gooner says he would, but the owners won't. Nah, forget about Vlahovic. J. David fits us better. Don't be held to ransom by these players and their agents. This is the world we live in, unfortunately. Nope, I would sign the next Ronaldinho or Neymar from Brazil. We have him. His name's Martinelli.
Yeah, exactly.
And it cost 8 million. Newman, you ain't paying off the debt. Well said. He keeps going on about that. I would give Vlahovic 200 grand a week max. This is where we're crying over spilt milk again, Kev. And I know Arsenal fans feel a bit jaded because of the Ozil and Aubameyang deals, but this is a 21-year-old. This isn't someone getting a deal later on at the end of their career. Yeah. Spen says Bonzo. Virginia, definitely we think we need to trust Arteta and co on their decision considering how last summer went. Tenzing, we don't know if Vlahovic will fit perfectly. We didn't know if... None of you thought Ramsdale would fit perfectly. None of you thought Tommy Yasu would fit perfectly.
Keep going. So you can keep going.
Yes, because come summer, most of our highway earners will be out of contract. We are freeing up funds. Swedish Gooner, good evening to you. We need money to address other positions. We need a prolific striker. Swedish Gooner. Old got to you out there in Sweden. Yes, bring him in, says Ryan Youngblood. When he bangs in those crosses from KT, it'll be worth the price. That's right. As I said before, he's like a mini Gabriel Batistuta. I'd break someone else's bank to do it. Stands, for instance. Ian says yes, because it shows ambition of the club. Matt says easy answer, no. His agent wants 15 million to broker the deal. No, thanks. Where did it get us when Wenger didn't want to deal with certain agents? Remember all those players he whiffed on that he wrote about in his book? Come on. You can't fall behind more. These players will go to our rivals. And I'm not being funny. Who knows if Tottenham might come in for him in the summer if Kane leaves? City need a striker as well. Liverpool are looking at options right now. Look at Manchester United.
True.
Yes, break the bank and Spurs Stadium because potentially he's an asset. Right, Kev, why don't we get stuck into your answers and I will continue to put up the responses on Vlahovic. I didn't know it would be this split, to be honest with you. I'm a little bit surprised.
Well, listen, this is what Kev says is about. Great to get the squaddies' opinions. So let's go with question one. So were Arsenal unprepared or was it the timing element? I honestly think it's the timing. Let me tell you why. I think there ain't nobody who knows what we need more than Arteta and Edu. They look at it in training. They know Africa Cup of Nations is coming up. And they've probably put the feelers out to say, right, we can get Wijnaldum in, we can get Arthur in, or we could speak to Tielemans people, right? So he's probably done that. There's been the lad at Leon. There's that Danilo guy in Brazil. So they're speaking around. But always the difficult position is because it's during the season. That's where the timing element never works. When you're the buyer, that's where the timing element never quite works for you. Especially if you really you're in need. If you just want a squad player to come in, then it could take its time, Soph. But we actually need these guys. We need these guys. Sorry, little Soph, it woke you up. But we really need players to come in and play. So if we need them to come in and play, especially now that what happened last night with Granit Xhaka. So for me, the unpreparedness, no, we are prepared, but it's always difficult for us to get things over the line because of the quality of the player we want. So for me, it's just a little bit of timing. Our timing's been off solely because other clubs don't want to do business, or they say, we'll do business with you, but we need to rectify, we need to bring someone else in. So it's always a difficult position for us to be in. You know, at the end of the day, Sophie, what we want a squad that is sat there, and maybe we look at one player. We've got a fully functional squad, and then maybe we're looking at bringing in 1 or 2 players, possibly, and it doesn't affect our squad in the end. Problem is, Soph, we are not there yet. This is why I asked question 2. Because it kind of flows from this position onto question 2, and then obviously the bonus is at the top end of the pitch. But for me, it's all about the timing, Sophie. Our timing is off. It's not that we're unprepared. It's our timing is off. Not down to us because we need the players in. The timing is off because of the other teams not wanting to do the business until they're ready. So that's the answer to question 1.
Yep. Interesting. You know, I think we're always going to be criticized, Kev, in the transfer market for a bit until we arc the circle on what we did in the summer.
Until we get our squad right.
Yeah.
Until we get our squad right, we can always get criticized. Hey, I got no problem with people making a criticism. No problem whatsoever. Because remember, all I'm saying is my opinion. You've put your opinions. This is my opinion as someone who's been on the inside. So number 2, has this become the most important transfer window and time to build / rebuild? Yes, I think it is. I think we have an opportunity now to add some pieces so we don't miss Thomas Partey as much. So if we can bring those pieces in, get some good results, because you've got to be bringing in better than you've got, get some good results. When Thomas Partey comes back, etc., then we can attack the second half of the season. We've got to be able to attack it, because you know what, guys? This is a great opportunity to get in that top 4. A great opportunity. And we can't miss it. We've got to take it. We have to. So, again, is it the most? Yes, it is. Can we rebuild? Yes, we can, by bringing in quality bodies. Quality players, quality bodies. Players who, if you take one out and you put another one in, there is no drop-off. That makes us a lot stronger. Really a lot stronger moving forward.
Yeah. Good points, Kev. Very, very good points. Question 3.
And then the bonus. Would you break the bank to bring Vlahovic in? 100%. For me, 100%. Because you know what happens when you go for the top young strikers. If I said to the people talk in the chat, would you break the bank to bring Haaland in? What do you reckon they're going to say, Soph? They will say yes, won't they? But his agent's going to want 20, 25 million, Sophie.
Oh, that agent's definitely going to want.
So would they say no to Haaland when his agent wants more? This is the conundrum that you put yourselves in, guys, when you talk about agents getting paid. Agents have the best players. They get paid because they've got the best players. Don't knock it, because we have forgotten. Think about it. We have actually forgotten what it's like to have a real live wire striker at the top end of the pitch. We've forgotten. That used to be what Aubameyang brought. If you could close your eyes and think back to when Aubameyang was it. You just rely on Aubameyang. He made the difference.
Kev, why is Haaland a different case? Why would that be a different case? I don't understand. Sorry to I know you like to see some of the comments as you're talking. Why is Haaland a different case, Kev? He's not.
Well, he's not a different case to me. He's a player. He's a striker who scores goals. Just like Vlahovic. Vlahovic actually in the calendar year scored more goals than Haaland.
Beat Ronaldo's record in a calendar year.
And you would say, Sophie, here's the other thing. What would you say is the most difficult place to score goals? Germany or Italy?
Germany.
I'd say the most difficult place to score goals is Italy.
Well, now this season it's a little better. The quality's better, but the game's slower.
But
we'll be different.
That means it's hard. It'd be harder to score
because the defending isn't as great this season in Italy, is it? But I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
But the first four in Italy is defense.
Defense. Yeah. Okay.
So that's why. So that's why it's a bit more difficult to score goals in Italy. But obviously, you could say Germany. I say Italy.
German defense ain't that bad either, you know.
Hey, but we're not talking about the German defense.
Yeah,
we're talking about the league. And in the league, I know probably their top teams are probably better than the Italians right now. But I think the Italian league is a lot more. There's a lot more parity in the Italian league as opposed to.
It's a fun league to watch this season.
As opposed to it being just a couple of teams and then the rest you wipe the floor with. I think in Italy you got a lot more teams who are closer to each other in parity. But having said that, Sophie, if you can't get Haaland and you got Vlahovic, would you be upset?
No.
No, you won't be upset. But here's the other thing, Soph. Here's the other thing. You don't get Vlahovic. Vlahovic goes somewhere else and starts tearing it up. What do you reckon? What do you reckon these squaddies who are against it says?
Why didn't
we break the back? There you go. So do you know what? I'd rather the quality in our building. We have forgotten what it's like to have a centre forward who could bang goals in and who could be a threat. Do you know what that will do, everybody? That would release Martinelli and Saka even more. Why? Because they have to deal with a striker now. Not just Lacazette doing the glue and pulling things together. They have to deal with a proper number 9, someone who can come off, turn, shoot, someone who can get the ball, run past people, someone who can get it, pass it wide, get in the box and head it in, someone who could finish. He's more of a threat. Now you're putting defenses on notice. So Martinelli and Saka are like one-on-one?
Yeah.
One-on-one? Perfect. I got no centre-half coming out to me to double team me. And that's the difference when you have that striker. That's what we had with Aubameyang when he was flying.
Yeah. The
But
reason why,
unfortunately, we haven't got it.
yeah, and I totally agree, Kev, and I get what you're saying. The reason why I mentioned Bundesliga is because the pace is faster, right? So Vlahovic has more time on the ball. There's more time playing in Serie A and going for the Scudetto versus Bundesliga is a little bit faster, right? Now, I don't think are we comparing apples to apples with the two of them? Here's the scoop. The point of what you're saying is that someone's going to get him. Why not us? And someone mentioned just now, if you're going to spend 50 million on Ben White, why would you balk? And he's on 150 a week. I don't know. He's on 120.
Whatever he's on. Whatever he's on. We need a striker, right? We need a striker.
It's a premium position in a football team.
We've been crying out for a striker. Someone who could do everything. But do you know the most important thing, Sophie? He can put the ball away. That's the most important thing. He can stick it away.
Yeah.
And we're balking at whatever we need to bring him in up. And listen, I would break the bank to get him in. Break the bank to get him in.
Because, Kev, for example, Mbappe is not coming to Arsenal. Okay. Haaland is not coming to Arsenal unless Odegaard takes him prisoner and convinces him to do so if we get European football. But the likelihood of that happening is very unlikely. So Vlahovic is in that top 3-4. You know, I said a couple of weeks ago on this show, if Lewandowski's unhappy and we get European football, make a cheeky bid. But we can't keep giving the big money to that late 20s, early 30s player. This is a 21-year-old. Haaland is young. Mbappe is still young. These players are going to rule Europe for the next 5 years.
Sophie, wouldn't you want a world-class Arsenal front three, young, dynamic, one Brazilian, one Serbian, one Haaland, with a Smith Rowe in there as well and all? That's what we need.
And also, Kev, like Take Me Back says, we need someone who's a threat in the air. We haven't had that for so long. And when you have someone like Tierney who loves to cross the ball, and you have a manager like Arteta, Kev, who loves playing from the flanks, not only do you have an option A then, but you also have an option B as well. Kev wants to break the bank. We need to do better in the transfer market. And let's hope that we sign players this January who are going to be able to push us on. And the point is that we may not have thought we were here, but Kev is saying now we're here. What are you going to do about it?
Aubameyang's not. He's done at Arsenal. Let's be honest. Aubameyang's done. Lacazette's leaving. We need 1-2 strikers. Okay, if you get Vlahovic, we still might need another one. And Balogun.
I think Vlahovic is better than Tammy Abraham.
Vlahovic is better than Tammy Abraham, but at the time we could have taken Tammy Abraham and he would have made a difference to us.
Yes, 100%. I like that, Bentley. Good night, all. May I say the Highbury squad needs a slot on Sky Sports. Sophie and Kevin, the real dynamic duo.
Bentley, the Gooner Brooks, we agree with you. We agree with you.
We do agree with you.
So we need so a fear, a front three that will spread fear.
Yeah.
That's what we need. And at the moment, we've got 2.
And Kev, currently we've instilled a little bit of fear in opposing teams. Look at that Man City game. 5 players around Saka, right? Shows the respect that opposing teams have for him. Imagine you add that missing link right down the middle. You're right.
Look how many chances we created in that game.
Listen, people, he's played the game. He's worn the badge. He knows what he's talking about, does Super Kevin Campbell. Smashes it again for another. Kevin says, Kev, I cannot let you leave without asking this question, because it's driving the squaddies and everyone in chat mad. Do you want the North London derby to go ahead this weekend?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Tell everyone why before we duck out.
I want us to play the game. I know we're a little depleted, but I still think we take them. I really do. I think that game last night showed we have a resilience and a toughness about us that can get us over the line against them. We have to play smart and we have to rely on our defense like we used to. We have to do that. That's what we have to do. We have to say, okay, do you know what? We aren't as strong as we normally are, but we're going to rely on our defense, and we've got the speed to hurt you. And that's what I believe we can unhinge them. I don't think they're a great team. They're a decent team, but I don't think they're great. And you know what as well? No Son, he's better for us. No Son. Son's their best player with Harry Kane. Although Son's been their best player this season, Harry Kane's just starting to come into a bit of form. I'd rather play them without Son.
Kev, you bring up a brilliant point. Son is their best player right now. You know, Harry Kane has not been the same player since his deal to City fell through. There's some, you know, and even with Conte there's still like the rumor mill that he still wants out, whether Conte's there or not. JJ's worried about his fantasy league. No, JJ, we want this game to go ahead. Even Kev, without the midfield, who without Xhaka, who plays in midfield? Well, if the game goes ahead,
without Xhaka, Xhaka's not there anyway. So
that's what I'm saying. Without Xhaka, who plays?
He's not there anyway. So
right,
you could do a permutation. You could put a Chambers holding midfield. And you said Chambers had a good game yesterday. Chambers, after not playing any football, Sophie,
he did well.
I thought he done great yesterday. He did do great yesterday. He did. But I think because the regime's changed. The mentality's changed at the football club, Sophie. There's no more of this softly. You got to do it in training. You've got to put the work in. So, and when you get your chance, Sophie, you've got to take it. Because, listen, whether Chambers is the answer or not, he's playing to try and get a move. Let's be brutally honest. So we could have Chambers with Lokonga and Odegaard. I hope Odegaard's going to be all right. We hope Tomiyasu's going to be all right. And we hope Smith Rowe's going to be all right. If we've got that, Soph, we're good to go.
Kev, can you see a scenario where, let's say Tomiyasu's not right, okay, and can you see a situation where Lokonga and Ben White play in midfield and Holding and Chambers? I mean, or Chambers plays right back. Cedric, I'm not sure if he's going to be ready. Like, what is there a possibility that Ben White could play midfield, or do you think no, Chambers could play midfield? Ben White stays at the back with Gabriel, and then who?
Well, there's a possibility of playing 5 at the back. Of course there is.
Which went down pretty well when we adapted like twice.
Exactly, when we adapted. But obviously getting the extra player on the pitch might just work for us. Because who would that extra player be? That extra player might just be a Smith Rowe or a Odegaard.
So you could have Chambers, Gabriel, White, Tierney, Lokonga. There's some people talk. It can't be Patino.
No.
Sorry, you have Chambers,
White. Chambers, White, Holding, Gabriel,
yeah,
Tierney,
yeah.
Goalkeeper. You have Lokonga in midfield. Ahead of him, you could have, or beside him, or just in front, you have Odegaard and Smith Rowe.
Yeah.
Saka, Martinelli.
Something tells me that we may have to, look. Aziz has been recalled apparently. Patino is not ready for this game, you guys.
No.
He wasn't ready against Nottingham Forest. I have a feeling that we could see. I don't know. I don't know.
They might be on the bench. They might be on the bench. The youngsters might be on the bench. That's what we might need to do.
This goes back to your original, were we prepared, Kev? Because
timing. Our timing's off. But we need to bring someone in yesterday. We really do.
Because Ben White's played right back as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But we don't need him at right back.
No, but you could have Holding if Tomiyasu's not, if he's still, carrying his knock. Hopefully
that's why. Well, it depends what you want to go with. If you want to go 4 at the back, or you want to go 5.
What would you do? Depends. Would you go 5 at the back against Tottenham?
Yes.
Is that showing them too much? Is that showing them too much respect, or is that just doing what we have to do to survive because of what we've got?
Yeah. Listen. Let's play our game. Don't worry about them.
Mm-hmm.
Our game is they shall not pass. So we shut up shop at the back, just like we used to. And then you put the Jets on the outside. You put Martinelli and you put Saka on the outsides.
Yeah.
They're the ones who are going to beat them down the wings and be cutting inside.
Real quick, Kev, could Nuno play in midfield?
Nuno could play. Nuno, of course, he could.
Mm-hmm.
He could.
A few people asking.
But would I? No, not central anyway.
Yeah. All right, there you have it.
And if we play Arsenal 2-1, there you go. I'm supposed to be pitch side as well. So if I want the game on,
I can't wait. Come on, Kev. They already cancelled one game on you earlier this week.
Oh, telling you, they're cancelled games on me, guys.
We need you on that sideline at the stadium. That's their only trophy. Let's be honest, okay? I think they look like they've got, the air's been taken out, the jam's been taken out of their donut, Kev. Conte looks miserable on the sideline. That euphoria seems to have precipitated. Harry Kane is a shadow of the player. Son's injured. They've got some issues at the back. The goalkeeper situation seems to be kind of like up in the air. So now's the time to play them without Son. I completely agree with you. 3-1 to the Arsenal if the game goes ahead. You know why? Because of our heroes at the back. Fending everyone off, Kev. You have the last word.
We play defense, we win the game. It's that simple. And if we could keep Liverpool out, why can't we keep them out? I know it's a different game, but we can definitely beat this Spurs team. Definitely. I have faith in us. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us on another episode of Kev Says. Sorry for scaring this little soul from everybody. I didn't. Remember, these messages are for Sophie, all right? These messages are for Sophie to wake her up in the morning. So, thanks again, Sophie, for sorting another Kev Says out. Squaddies, thanks for joining us. Remember, if you didn't hit the like button on the way in, caress it and touch it on the way out. Thank you very much. Have a great Friday and come and join me over on Lee Judge TV at 9:15 where we're talking North London Derby. Squaddies, love ya. Have a great Friday and at ease, everyone.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.